Rich people are not richer because they earn more. Often they're richer because they think differently. One of the most powerful habits you can adopt is simple and radical: pay yourself first. Most people think saving is what's left after spending. They tell themselves, "I'll save when I have extra." Problem is, extra rarely appears. Instead, flip the script. Save first, spend later. That's the pay yourself first rule. The moment your paycheck arrives, a percentage moves to savings before bills, before impulse buys, before politics and drama. Start with a target. A practical rule is 10 to 20% of gross income. If you earn $3,000 a month, 20% is $600. That $600 becomes your financial worker. It is assigned to a job, emergency fund, retirement, investment, or a specific goal. Over time, these assignments compound into real options. Why this works psychologically: when you automate savings, you remove the decision from your day. Willpower is limited. Decision fatigue wins. Automation turns saving from a willpower battle into a default behavior. You won't lament the money you never see. Here are real, actionable steps. Set the percentage you can live with. If 20% is too steep today, start at 5% and increase by 1% every 6 months. Progress, not perfection, wins. Use employer options where available. Many companies let you split direct deposit. Send a portion straight to a savings or retirement account. Make that the default. Create multiple automatic transfers. One account for short-term emergency savings, one for medium goals, one for retirement or brokerage. When you name an account Vacation 2026 or Car Repair, it becomes real, not abstract. Time your transfers. Schedule them immediately after payroll posts. If you get paid bi-weekly, schedule transfers for the same day. If monthly, schedule the transfer the morning the pay hits. Automate increases. Plan a yearly or semi-annual bump of your save rate tied to raises. If you get a 5% raise, bump your saving rate by 2% automatically. Finally, automation is not magic, it's structure. You must review your automated flows occasionally. Life changes, new job, kids, mortgage, and your plan should adapt. But the biggest wealth-building step is removing the temptation to spend the money before you save it. Here's a real example. Sarah earns $2,800 a month. She started with just 5%, $140 into a separate savings account. At first, it didn't feel like much, but after a year, she had $1,700. By year 2, she raised it to 10%, now $280 a month. After 2 years, she looked at her balance, $6,400. That money wasn't just numbers, it was peace of mind. She fixed her car without panic, booked a vacation without debt, and felt in control. Think of automation like brushing your teeth. You don't brush once a year, you do it daily.
It's boring, it's routine, but it prevents major problems later. Financial habits are the same.
Small, regular actions protect you from future pain. Get this right and you'll buy the single most valuable thing: time.
Time for your savings to compound. Time to let choices like investing, moving, or starting a business appear as options instead of distant dreams.
Habits are the invisible architects of wealth, and one of the most powerful, yet underrated, tools wealthy individuals use is a financial journal. A financial journal isn't complicated. It's simply the consistent practice of writing down where your money goes, why you spend it, and how you felt when you did. This seemingly tedious practice is profoundly transformative, primarily because money is deeply emotional. We often spend when we're stressed, bored, excited, or pressured, letting emotions dictate our financial choices. But once you meticulously write down every transaction, the illusion of unconscious spending disappears, revealing clear patterns. For instance, that $40 dinner out every Friday accumulates to $2,000 a year, while a harmless $5 coffee daily totals $1,800 annually. A journal brings these invisible patterns into sharp focus, making them undeniable when faced in black and white. Think of it like tracking calories for fitness. Athletes don't guess what they eat, they measure it precisely. Wealthy individuals approach their money with the same rigor, not just hoping to save, but actively measuring, reviewing, and improving their financial habits. So, how do you begin this transformative journey? First, choose your tool. Whether it's a traditional paper notebook, phone notes, a Google Sheet spreadsheet, or a dedicated budgeting app like Inab or Mint, the specific tool is less important than your consistency. Next, commit to writing down every single expense for 30 days. Every single one. From your monthly rent to a stick of gum, this comprehensive recording alone cultivates a level of financial awareness most people never achieve. After recording, add categories to your expenses. Group them into categories like housing, food, transportation, debt, entertainment, and subscriptions. Over time, these categories will vividly reveal your true financial priorities and where your money truly goes. Then, review your entries weekly. Ask yourself, what surprised me? Which expenses felt genuinely good? And which ones felt wasteful? This consistent reflection builds profound financial mindfulness, allowing you to understand the emotional impact of your spending. Finally, set improvement goals. These aren't about drastic cuts like spend nothing, but rather small, realistic tweaks. Perhaps you aim to cut food delivery by 20% and redirect that amount into savings or reduce subscription costs. Let me share an example. James earned $50,000 a year, but always felt broke. He started a journal and discovered he was spending $400 a month on subscriptions and streaming services he barely used, totaling nearly $5,000 annually. By canceling and redirecting just half of that into an index fund, he built a $50,000 nest egg in 10 years. Another powerful example is Anna, who tracked her daily coffee habit. She realized she was spending $300 a month at cafes. Instead of cutting it entirely, she allowed herself 2 treat days per week and invested the difference. 10 years later, those small, consistent switches compounded into a down payment on her first home. The journal isn't about guilt. It's about cultivating profound awareness. Think of it as a mirror. It doesn't judge you. It simply reflects your financial reality. With that reality clearly in front of you, making better, more informed choices becomes intuitive. Wealthy individuals don't magically possess discipline. They implement systems that make discipline easier to maintain. A financial journal is precisely one of those systems, bringing structure to what often feels like financial chaos. The best part is that after just a few months, your financial awareness naturally evolves. You'll find yourself less inclined to spend on things that don't align with your long-term goals because the trade-off becomes undeniably clear. So, here's the challenge. Try it for 30 days. Write down every single transaction, no matter how small. By the end of that first month, you'll begin to see undeniable patterns emerge. By the end of 6 months, you'll witness tangible progress in your financial habits. And in a year, you'll experience a profound financial transformation. Remember this crucial principle: you cannot improve what you do not measure. Wealthy people understand this. They measure their finances meticulously, and that is precisely why they win.
Rich people don't just manage money, they invest in themselves, cultivating habits that lead to lasting financial success. One of their strongest habits is constant education, viewing learning as a continuous journey. They immerse themselves in books, podcasts, online courses, and seek guidance from mentors, always expanding their knowledge. They treat financial literacy like a gym workout, a lifetime routine requiring consistent effort. Consider Warren Buffett, renowned for his insatiable appetite for knowledge. He famously reads 500 pages a day, a testament to his belief in continuous learning.
Buffett says knowledge compounds like interest, growing exponentially over time.
Every page you read is a deposit in your brain bank, building intellectual capital that pays dividends. You don't need to read 500 pages daily, but commit to one financial book a month, or even just 10 pages a day. Imagine the impact. 10 pages a day equals 3,600 pages a year. That's 12 to 15 books annually. This consistent effort can profoundly change your financial life, opening new doors and opportunities. Another crucial habit of the wealthy is controlling impulses, a cornerstone of their financial discipline. Rich people understand delayed gratification, choosing long-term gains over immediate pleasures. They practice saying, "Not now, but later," guiding their spending decisions. It's about aligning spending with their core values and long-term financial goals. Let's compare two friends, John and Michael, both earning $5,000 a month, but with different financial approaches. John spends it all on immediate gratification, lavish vacations, gadgets, and expensive dinners.
Michael, earning the same, follows 5 rich habits. He pays himself first, automates savings, and journals his money.
He also invests in education and consistently resists impulse spending, prioritizing his future. 10 years later, John is still living paycheck to paycheck, caught in a cycle of immediate consumption.
Michael, however, has $200,000 invested, enjoys less stress, and possesses far more options and freedom.
Impulse control doesn't mean zero fun. It means intentional fun, carefully planned and budgeted. It means deciding, I will spend $200 this month on fun, guilt-free, and no more, setting clear boundaries. Wealthy people budget for pleasure, ensuring they enjoy life, but they don't let pleasure control their overall budget.
Now, let's talk about the final habit, investing in yourself, which encompasses skills, health, and networks.
Courses that raise your income are investments in your skills, enhancing your earning potential. Gym memberships and activities that protect your energy are vital investments in your health and well-being. Conferences and networking events that expand your opportunities are crucial investments in your relationships and connections. These are not mere expenses, they are assets that appreciate over time, yielding significant returns. Think of it like planting trees. The earlier you plant, the longer they grow, providing shade and fruit for years. A $1,000 course today might raise your income by $5,000 a year for decades, a truly remarkable lifetime return. Here's a quick framework for personal growth investment. Every year, spend at least 5 to 10% of your income on yourself. Split it strategically, 40% on skills, 30% on health, 20% on relationships, and 10% on fun learning. Review your investments yearly to determine what gave the best return, then double down on those successful areas. Remember, money is a tool, a means to an end, not the end itself. The habits of the wealthy are not about deprivation. They're about intentional design and strategic planning. They design systems to save first, track every dollar, keep learning, and spend consciously with purpose. You don't need millions to act like the wealthy. You simply need to adopt their powerful habits.
Start with these habits, no matter how small, and watch them build momentum over time. Momentum creates wealth, as consistent actions lead to significant financial growth and stability.
And wealth, in turn, creates freedom, the freedom to choose, to experience, and to live life on your own terms. The question is simple. Will you let money control you, or will you build the habits that let you control money?